My name is Alex, and what happened to me on Christmas Eve is something I've spent years trying to forget. But every December, when the first heavy snow falls, the memories come back, cold, sharp, and whispering. My wife Ellie and I were driving home from a Christmas party in a small Canadian town. The snow was worse than any forecast had warned. Thick, blinding flakes swallowed the headlights until we could only see a couple of meters ahead. Half an hour later, the car skidded on black ice and slid off into a ditch. No signal, no help. -15 degrees. I was trying to free the tires when Ellie suddenly whispered, "Alex, look over there." Through the trees, a faint yellow light flickered, shaky, small, like it barely had any strength left. A cabin, a very old one. I didn't like the idea of walking into the woods in a blizzard, but staying in the car meant freezing to death. So we followed the light. The deeper we walked into the forest, the quieter it became. Too quiet. And every few steps, I swear something was stepping beside us. But when I turned around, there was only darkness. The cabin looked abandoned for decades. The front door was slightly open, glowing with that weak yellow light. "Hello?" I called. No answer, only the sound of wind brushing against the walls, like it was breathing. Inside, everything was empty except for a wood stove, warm, recently used. Ellie said, "Someone must be nearby, maybe gathering wood." I wanted to believe that. But strange things started immediately. The warmth of the stove kept disappearing, like something invisible was walking past us, sucking all the heat out of the air. Then footsteps, slow, heavy footsteps from the back room. But when I opened the door, there was no room. Just a collapsed wall. Ellie said it was the wind. Wind doesn't walk. Half an hour later, 3 slow knocks hit the window. Not loud, just intentional. I checked outside. Nothing but trees and darkness. When I turned back, Ellie was pale as snow. She whispered, "The stove. Alex, look." On the layer of hot ash, as if written by a cold fingertip, were the words, "Get out." I didn't hesitate. "We're leaving, now." But before we moved, the front door slammed, hard, not from wind, from something that knew how to knock. The handle rattled violently, twisting like someone was trying to force their way in. Ellie cried. I grabbed her hand. "Through the window! Go!" We jumped into the snow and ran blindly. Behind us, the door creaked open, not fast, slow, like whatever was inside knew we weren't going far. I don't remember how long we ran, but suddenly we saw lights, road lights. A snowplow driver had come looking for stranded cars. When we reached him, he asked, "Which direction did you come from? That part of the forest hasn't had a cabin in decades." We couldn't even answer. The next day we returned with the police. Nothing. No cabin, no stove, no footprints, just untouched snow and silence. I still hear those 3 knocks every Christmas Eve, like something out there remembers us and wants us to come back.